Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Letitia and today we're talking money. So today I'm going to go over my 10 money rules. The number one rule that I have is set your financial goals. So this is basically your guideline as to what you want to do or what you want to achieve or what you want to obtain. So when you set your financial guidelines, it's basically saying this is what I'm working towards, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be ultimately. So it's kind of like your blueprint on where you want to go financially. So money rule number 2 is write it all out. So basically what you want to do is gather all your information. Get all your bills, pull your credit report, get everything that you think you might owe somebody or anything that you feel is pending or coming up to owe. You want to write out all your income. You want to list all your savings, even that savings account that you may have forgot about. You want to collect all your information and write it all out. Be very transparent. Be 100% honest. Don't run from anything. Just get it all out. Contact anyone that you think you might owe and get final numbers. And you want to get everything organized and written down. So what happens with this is if you see what's going on with your money, you can kind of make a plan, make a clearer plan, going back to number 1, as to how you're going to get to your goals. I'll get everything on paper so you can see exactly where you stand, and most times it's not as bad as you think it may be if you think it's bad and avoiding it. So my money rule number 3 is budget your money. So budgeting is amazing. Budgeting is basically when you take the money that you earn and you pinpoint what you're going to do with this money. But 25% of everything that I earn, I automatically put it towards savings. Then 10% after that is put towards my investments. 50% of the money that I make goes towards my expenses, 50% or less. And then the remaining 15% of my income is what I would consider pocket money or disposable income, and that would be for purchasing random items or going out to eat or just enjoying myself. So that's my money breakdown. Everyone is different, but that's all. That all goes back to rule number 2, which is write it out and get your money blueprint together. Okay, rule number 4 is something that is very important to me, but this also goes back to writing it all out, and it's getting out of debt. When you think about money, a lot of people are turned off about money because you think about the money that you owe. So writing it out and getting everything organized can help you work on getting out of debt, because when you're out of debt, you free up more money to be able to enjoy your life. One of the things that is important once you get out of debt is to stay out of debt. What I do is pay off all my credit cards in full by the end of the month. I do use credit cards a lot, but I use it more for rewards points and for cashback incentives. After anything that I spend on a credit card, I make sure I have the money available to pay it back at the end of the month. I do not carry balances on my credit cards. Rule number 5 is save 3 to 6 months of your expenses for your emergency fund. The 3 to 6 month savings is for if you are unable to produce any income, if you cannot work at all. And if you can't work, you need this 3 to 6 months to float you until you can get back to working or making money, however it is that you make money. So the 3 to 6 month rule emergency fund is different from just a random emergency fund. I tend to keep $1,000 just as a random emergency fund, in addition to the 3 to 6 month emergency fund. So the $1,000 emergency fund to me is for things like, oh, I need a new tire on my car, or, oh, I have this bill that just came, a medical bill or something, and I need to cover it, or oh, this unplanned expense that needs to be paid right away that I don't have time to plan for comes up. That's what that $1,000 is for. It is not the same as my 3 to 6 month emergency fund, because my 3 to 6 months is for if I am unable to create any income. I can sit comfortably for about 6 months, and then towards that 6 months, that's when I'm like, gotta get back to work. So you kind of want to have both, but that also goes back to your budgeting. So when you have your 25% that you are pulling to the side before you do anything else, you want to break down that 25 25%, maybe 50 of that 25% will go to your 3 to 6 months until it's fully funded. And then maybe 10% will go towards your $1,000 emergency fund. And then maybe 12% or so will go to your IRA. Like, that's when your budgeting becomes a budgeting like project. Rule number 6 is diversify your income. Now, that means have multiple streams of income. In today's world, like, it is so crazy how anything you love to do, you can make money off of it. You can sell it on Etsy or eBay, or go to the local flea market and set up a table. A lot of people are really good with DIYs. Those same things, you can create a e-commerce shop. Also, if you're in the service industry, say if you're good with doing nails or doing hair or mowing lawns, painting houses, cleaning houses, it's so many little side hustles that you can start. And I'm not saying that it's easy, because it's definitely not, but it's so available to do. Rule number 6 for me is diversify your income and start a side hustle so you can get more income coming in. Rule number 7 is invest in yourself. Now, you can invest in yourself by investing in information, going to a class. Maybe it's a side hustle that you started and you want to perfect it or enhance it. You can take a class. You can take an online class for free. You can watch YouTube videos to do it, but not just for pleasure, but for pushing yourself towards a purpose. You can go to the library and get books. Investing in yourself may be buying new equipment for something that you're doing. Maybe it is a new camera for your YouTube page or whatever it is. Investing in yourself is very important, and it's my rule number 7. Rule number 8 is live below your means. A part of my budget, which was always back in the beginning of the video, was I live off of 50% of my income. That way I have more money to enjoy my life as opposed to working just to live. If you do have a 9 to 5 and you need every penny just to float you, I understand that. And then you start a side hustle. That side hustle money should not be incorporated with your expenses. Maybe use that side hustle money for your savings and for your investing and all that stuff, or paying down debt. And then keep your expenses where it's at. If you're up for a promotion at your job and a raise, then any increase that you have, you should leave your expenses where it was prior to your increase. Some of the things that you can do to live below your means is reduce your expenses. Maybe cut back on your cable or cut cable altogether. For food, instead of eating out, maybe cook more. Instead of buying stuff daily, maybe buy stuff in bulk and store it. Be aware of your own consumerism, meaning if you know you have a shopping problem, just be mindful of that and kind of limit your exposure to certain things that's a weakness for you. Like, for instance, Amazon. Maybe if you know you like to shop a lot, maybe limit your access to your Amazon app on your phone. Also, I have a rule for myself. If I am spending anything over $500, I wait 10 days before making that purchase. If I wait 10 days, it'll give me time to either say, do you really need that? Is that really something that is necessarily worth X amount of dollars, in excess of $500? And if I feel as though in 10 days it is, then I'll make the purchase. But it'll take away from impulse buying and buyer's remorse, because sometimes maybe the price will drop and maybe it just wasn't worth it at all. And that also will lead to mindful spending instead of frivolous spending. You don't have to live a frugal life, but to avoid having a frivolous spending habit when you can't really afford it, just be mindful of every dollar that you spend. Maybe you want to track your dollars with an expense log, so every dollar you spend, you write it in the book. And that way, at the end of the week, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you can look and see where you spent all your money. And maybe you can say, oh, I see that every time I walk through Target, I add extra stuff in my cart unnecessarily. So what I'll do moving forward is shop on the Target app and then just pick up in store, as opposed to going aisle to aisle and throwing things in my cart that's unnecessary. Rule number 9, this is very important to me, and I say teach your kids about money. And if you don't have kids, teach your siblings or anyone younger than you about money. Everything you learn or everything you've been through is so important to give back to the next generation. If you're a parent, even if you're successful with money and you do good, if you do not teach your kids, everything you earn, everything you work so hard for will be thrown away by the next generation. So you won't have anything for the third generation. So you want to just teach your kids and pass down your little nuggets of information to the youth, because it's very important for everyone to just continue to grow and become better, as opposed to keeping it and hoarding it for yourself. And then your kids, your younger sisters and brothers, or even nieces and nephews don't have the access to that information or don't understand it, and then they end up making the same money mistakes that you made in your early years that is easily avoidable. And number 10, own your financial situation. Meaning, if you're not there yet, whatever there is, just be where you are. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Don't try to keep up with other people because of Instagram or YouTube. Do not try to be in somebody else's world. Own your financial situation. If you can do it, that's what's up. More power to you. If you can't, do not put yourself in a bad situation trying to keep up with other people. Own your situation and be true to you. And then if you put your head down and just hustle and work, you will eventually be at that point where you want to be. So now, my bonus tip for the people that made it to the end of this video, and I know talking about money can be overwhelming, but the bonus tip would be read personal finance books and educate yourself on finance. The easiest way to read is to go to your local library. Go to the library, pick up a book or two. You don't have the time to read, and you don't have the luxury to sit around reading a book. Listen to personal finance podcasts. Watch a personal finance YouTube video. Those are so important, and it's easy. When I go for my morning runs, I will have a personal finance podcast in my ears when I'm running, just to get little nuggets. So I say that's my little bonus tip. That goes back into investing in yourself. Just read a couple books. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. These are my 10 money tips for how to become financially savvy and be able to live the life you want and get everything you want in the meantime. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or feedback to this video, I would love to hear from you. Leave it below. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.